Stop. Just stop. You're picturing some cinematic, candlelit Last Supper aesthetic, aren't you? Clean linen, soft bread. It's a lie. Put your hand on the limestone wall of a real AD 30 Jerusalem tavern. Feel that? That's sticky. It's a century of goat fat, soot, and unwashed disappointment. Your pampered 21st century gut bacteria is already screaming. The air doesn't smell like frankincense, it smells like a bucket of sardines that lost a fist fight with a heat wave. That's garum, fermented fish guts. It's the local ketchup, and it's currently liquefying your future. One sip of the sour, lead-sweetened wine and... Actually, wait, no. Your colon will probably quit before the first course even arrives. You aren't a traveler. You're a biological casualty.
Sit down. No, not there. The bench is wet.
You don't want to know why. It's probably just spilled sheker, that bitter grain beer that tastes like a fermented gym sock. But in AD 30 Jerusalem, wet is usually a biological warning sign. Look around. You're expecting a quiet, contemplative atmosphere? Forget it. This isn't a church. It's a crowded, low-ceilinged limestone box vibrating with the sounds of Aramaic swearing and the rhythmic, wet thwack of someone slapping dough against a soot-covered clay oven. The air is thick. It's a physical weight. It's a mixture of unwashed wool, wood smoke that stings your eyes, and the metallic tang of blood from the butcher's stall 3 doors down. It's hot. Not a dry heat like a Vegas vacation. It's a heavy, dusty, I haven't breathed oxygen in 20 minutes kind of heat.
Your 21st century brain is looking for a menu, or a waiter, or maybe a health inspection grade in the window. Stop. Look at the guy behind the counter. His hands are mapped with scars and dirt that's been there since the reign of Herod the Great. He isn't washing them. Why would he? Water is for drinking or for rituals, not for some obsessive-compulsive scrubbing. He's currently tearing a piece of flatbread with his bare thumbs, thumbs that 10 minutes ago were probably tethering a dusty mule. And the flies. My God, the flies. They're the real kings of Judea. Big, iridescent green bastards that move with a terrifying, coordinated aggression. They've spent the morning exploring the open sewage trenches in the street, and now they're performing a landing maneuver on your table. Wait, did I say table? It's a flat rock. It's porous. It's been absorbing every spill, sneeze, and drop of grease for the last decade. You're sitting in a petri dish that would make a CDC scientist weep. You want to ask for a napkin? That's what your sleeve is for. Or the communal rag hanging by the door, the one that looks like it was used to bandage a Roman soldier's thigh wound. Your immune system, pampered by pasteurized milk and hand sanitizer, is currently screaming Alt F4 and trying to shut down your entire nervous system. You aren't a guest, you're a host, for bacteria that haven't even been named yet. Let's talk about the first course, if you can even call it that. It's coming, and you can't run. Your legs are already shaking from the smell alone. He slides a clay cup toward you. It's heavy, chipped. There's a thumbprint in the clay from when it was fired, probably by some kid in a workshop down the street who had the same cough you're about to develop. Drink up. It's wine. Except it isn't. Not by your standards. You're expecting a hint of oak, maybe some dark cherry notes, a smooth finish? Forget it. This stuff is a biohazard. It's thick. It's viscous. It looks like someone squeezed a handful of blackberries through a dirty sock and then cut it with vinegar. And the smell? Pine resin. They seal the jars with it.
So, your first sip doesn't taste like fruit, it tastes like you're licking the floor of a Home Depot lumber aisle. It's sharp, it bites the back of your throat. And then comes the lead. Yeah, lead. They used lead-lined vats to boil down the grape juice to make it sweeter. It's a slow-motion lobotomy in a cup. You can almost feel your IQ points dropping with every swallow.
But you have to drink it. Why? Because the water will literally kill you within 48 hours. The water in that cistern outside is basically a crowded apartment complex for parasites. Amoebic dysentery isn't a possibility here. It's a lifestyle choice. So, you choose the lead-poisoned, turpentine-flavored grape sludge. Cheers. Your liver is already writing its last will and testament. Then comes the stew. He drops a bowl of lentil pottage in front of you. Thud. It's a brown, bubbling mass that looks like it was harvested from the bottom of a swamp. There's no steam. It's just radiating a humid, earthy funk. You pick up a piece of bread, barley bread because you aren't rich enough for wheat, and you try to scoop some up. Stop. Look at the bread. It's not fluffy. It's not artisanal. It's a brick. It's dense, gray, and filled with extras. See those tiny black specks? That's not pepper. They don't have pepper. That's grit. That's actual stone dust from the basalt quern used to grind the grain. Every bite you take is literally sandpapering the enamel off your teeth. By the time you're 30 in this century, your molars are worn down to the gums, if you live that long, which you won't. And the lentils? They aren't alone in that bowl. There are protein boosters, weevils, small, crunchy beetles that drowned in the pot and are now part of the flavor profile. They taste like bitter nothingness. Wait, before you take another bite, I need you to do something. If you want to survive this culinary minefield, or at least see the next video before you die of a perforated ulcer, hit that subscribe button. Seriously. It's the only thing in your life right now that isn't covered in fly eggs. Join the Diary of Rhodes. We have better snacks here, usually. Now, back to the sauce. He brings out a small jar of garum, or maybe liquamen. The names don't matter. What matters is the process. They take fish guts, intestines, blood, all the bits that even a hungry cat would ignore, and they dump them into a vat with a mountain of salt. Then they leave it in the sun for months. It liquefies. It ferments. It rots into a translucent amber fluid that smells like a pier during a heat wave. It's the ultimate umami bomb, but for a 21st century gut, it's a tactical nuke. It's loaded with histamines. One spoonful and your face will start to flush. Your heart will start racing. You'll think you're having a spiritual awakening, but no, it's just scombroid poisoning. Your throat is tightening. Is it the spirit? No, it's anaphylaxis. You look around. Nobody else is dying. The guy next to you, a laborer with leathery skin and a missing finger, is dripping the garum over his bread like it's liquid gold. He's fine. His stomach is lined with reinforced concrete. Yours is lined with Greek yogurt and oat milk. You are a Prius in a monster truck rally. And then there's the salt. Everything is salted. They don't have refrigeration, obviously. If it's meat, and it rarely is, it's been cured until it's the consistency of a leather boot. It's so salty it makes your tongue shrivel.
Your blood pressure is screaming. You can hear your pulse in your ears. Thump, thump, thump. Or maybe that's the sound of the tavern keeper chopping more meat in the back. Don't ask what kind of meat. You don't want to know. It's red. That's all the information you get. It could be goat. It could be a very unlucky sheep. It could be something that was running away from a predator 5 minutes ago and lost the race. It hasn't been aged. It hasn't been inspected. It's been sitting on a hook in the sun, attracting the local insect population until it was cleaned with a splash of that vinegary wine. You take a bite. It's chewy. Extremely chewy. It's like trying to eat a rubber band made of gaminess and despair. And now, the symptoms. It starts with a low rumble, a distant thunder in your lower GI tract. You try to ignore it. You try to focus on the conversation, the Aramaic chatter you don't understand, the flickering oil lamp that's giving off a soot that's currently coating your lungs. But the rumble turns into a roar. Your forehead is damp, not from the heat, cold sweat. The Judean quickstep is about to begin. You realize with a sudden terrifying clarity that there are no bathrooms. There are no stalls with scented candles and soft tissue. There's a hole, or a shared bucket, or a dark alleyway where the local dogs are waiting for a snack. You try to stand up. Your knees feel like jelly. The lead in the wine is making your head spin. The garum is making your heart flutter. The grit in the bread is grinding between your teeth. Wait, you want to say. I changed my mind. I want a salad. A salad? In 30 AD? You want raw greens washed in that cistern water? You might as well just swallow a handful of fish hooks. Everything here is cooked until it's dead, twice over, because heat is the only thing standing between you and a very messy end. But even the heat isn't enough for your fragile, pasteurized soul. The tavern keeper looks at you. He grins. He's got 3 teeth, and 2 of them are losing the battle. He thinks you're enjoying yourself. He offers you more wine, more pine-flavored, lead-infused, vinegar-adjacent wine. You look at the cup. You look at the door. The sun is setting over the limestone hills. It's beautiful in a harsh, unforgiving way. And you realize that you won't be seeing the sunrise. Not from this side of a fever dream. Your stomach gives another lurch. A sharp, stabbing pain. That's the H. pylori saying hello. Or maybe it's a tapeworm settling into its new luxury apartment. You've just consumed a biological history book, and your body is currently trying to delete every chapter. You try to pay. You reach for a coin. Your hands are shaking so hard you drop it into the dust. The tavern keeper laughs. It's a dry, raspy sound. He knows. He's seen travelers like you before. People who think they can handle the authentic experience. There is no authentic experience for you. There is only survival. And right now, the odds are about 10,000 to 1 against you. You turn to leave, stumbling over a sleeping dog, your vision blurring at the edges. The last thing you smell is the garum, that rotting, salty, fishy stench. It's the smell of history. And it's the last thing you'll ever smell. Probably. Wait, did I mention the honey? Sometimes they put honey in the wine to hide the taste of the lead. But the honey is full of wild yeast. It's still fermenting in your gut. You're basically a walking distillery right now. A very sick, very doomed walking distillery. Good luck. You're going to need it. or a miracle. And I hear there's a guy nearby who's good at those, but I don't think he does house calls for "I ate bad fish guts." Sweat. Cold, oily, first-century sweat. It's dripping into your eyes, stinging because it's mixed with the lime dust of 1,000 Roman sandals. You're behind the tavern now, or maybe you're in a ditch. It's hard to tell when the world is spinning like a frantic potter's wheel. Everything is too loud. The crickets sound like bone saws. And then, the purge begins. It's not just a stomach ache. It's a full-scale biological exorcism. Your modern, pasteurized body has finally realized it's been colonized by 30 AD bacteria, and it's pulling every fire alarm at once. That was the lentils, bitter and dusty. There goes the blessed bread and the charcoal bits. You're doubled over, clutching your ribs, praying to a God you didn't even think about until 20 minutes ago. You're seeing colors, not the spiritual awakening kind, the "my brain is vibrating from lead-infused wine" kind. Neon violets, bruising ochres, electric yellows. Wait, is that a centurion standing over you? No, it's a shrub. A very judgmental-looking shrub. Your heart is a frantic bird hitting the cage bars. Thump, 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 stop. No, don't stop. Please don't stop.
You remember that YouTube short you saw about the vibrant Mediterranean diet? Liars. All of them. They didn't mention the parasites that look like translucent spaghetti. They didn't mention that the potable water tastes like a goat's gym bag. You try to stand. Big mistake. Huge. Gravity just shifted 45 degrees to the left. The ground is hot. Or is it cold? You can't feel your toes. That's probably the ergot in the grain. St. Anthony's fire. You're hallucinating now. You think you see the tavern keeper watching you from the shadows, counting your coins, waiting for the vultures to do the heavy lifting. He's not, though. He's already asleep. You're not that important. You're just another nameless traveler who couldn't handle the local flavor. "Help," you whisper, but your throat is lined with grit and rancid olive oil. It's dark. So incredibly dark. No streetlights, no ambient glow of a city, just the terrifying, indifferent vastness of the Judean night. And then, the final twist. You remember the guy everyone was whispering about back at the table? The one who fixes things? The miracle worker? I forgot to mention, he just left for Galilee. You're on your own. Just you, the dysentery, and the silent, mocking stars of the Levant. Checkmate. So, still want that authentic experience? I'll stick to the 21st century. Give me the sterile, sharp smell of a Walgreens pharmacy over a Judean ditch any day. Hand me the Pepto-Bismol, the pink, chalky stuff that tastes like fake wintergreen, and salvation. We take it for granted, the fact that our bread isn't 20% sand and our water doesn't pulsate with microscopic life. Honestly, would you risk it? One meal, one night. The chance to see the world before the smog, at the cost of, well, everything inside you. Tell me below, or just go wash your hands. I'm Rhodes. Don't die. Subscribe.